Hello, family. I hope all is well. I hope your day is going great. I want to thank you all for your likes, for your shares, for your uh, following. And also, family, you can go over to my YouTube channel and subscribe over there for me if you like my content and what I'm doing. It really helps keep me up at the top of the algorithm. You can go to Cozy, COZYS, News, NEWS, at Poopadoo, POOPADO 1760. So you can also see my content over there if you don't use TikTok much. Stay on TikTok. I really appreciate you all. We're going to get into the content about our history, the foundation of Black Americans, the Black American Indians, and the Black Israelites. We all three in one. We just go by different names, but we the same bloodline here in America. We're the Black Americans. And we're going to talk about, we always get immigrants or different people asking us about why y'all don't own nothing. Black people don't own anything. Y'all always talking about y'all this and y'all that, but y'all don't own anything. Y'all invented this and that. So I'm going to give y'all some clips and maybe a part two. Let me know in the comments if y'all like this information, and I put a second part to it. But let's just show a few clips about why we don't own anything. Okay, here we go.
There's a town in Georgia where no black person lived for 75 years. Not because they chose to leave, not because opportunity called them elsewhere, because in 1912, armed white men forced them out at gunpoint, and for 3/4 of a century, any black face that appeared in Forsyth County risked death. Look at this photograph. It's from 1910, a thriving black Main Street somewhere in the American South. Shops with painted signs, people in their Sunday best, children on wooden sidewalks, a community that built itself from nothing after slavery ended. Now, look at the same street today. The buildings might still stand, but the people are gone. The businesses shuttered decades ago.
And this is why we feel that it's important for immigrants and white people also to be educated about Black Americans' history, because in education we was indoctrinated. This is real education, and it'll help you understand why we are so adamant and strong about staying together, fighting for our rights, and also fighting for our ancestors like our ancestors did before us. But we want the immigrants to know this is about Black Americans, foundation of Black Americans, Black American Indians, and the Black Israelites. These towns already built. See, immigrants didn't build America. We are the foundation. Did you hear him say we built these towns? We architects. We put together the first blueprint. Everything else is just a replicable. It's just repeating itself. So there were buildings before y'all came. This is like 1910. Y'all came in what? 1960, 70s, 80s, 90s? You didn't that's why we keep saying we're foundational. Okay, here we go. But this is why we don't own anything. One of the reasons. The main reason. No legacy, no heritage, nothing to pass down for a lot of us.
Families scattered to cities far away, carrying only what they could grab in the night. Between 1831 and 1954, white mobs destroyed at least 50 black towns across America. 50. Some estimates put the number higher. Most people have never heard of them. The names were scrubbed from textbooks, the photographs buried in archives, the survivors told to stay quiet or face consequences. This video will name those towns, show the faces of the people who lived there, and tell you what really happened. Because for over a century, America chose to forget. The pattern started early.
But also look at the buildings. This is what we're talking about. Y'all come here for a better way of life. And you see how we was already living before y'all came to America. See, the buildings were already built. And who you think built those if it wasn't the slaves or the black man and the black woman? Okay, let's continue watching.
Smith, Ohio, 1831. The first recorded mass expulsion. A black community had established itself along the river. They worked, they built homes, they raised children. Then white residents decided they didn't want them there anymore. A delegation arrived with a simple message: leave. The black residents refused. They had every legal right to stay, rights didn't matter. Within days, violence erupted. Homes were attacked, families fled in the night. Those who resisted were beaten. By the end of it, the community was gone. No arrests were made. No one was charged. The law looked the other way because the law agreed. 42 years later, Colfax, Louisiana, 1873. Reconstruction was collapsing. Black men had won the right to vote, to hold office, to participate in democracy. White supremacists couldn't tolerate it. On Easter Sunday, armed white militias surrounded the courthouse.
There we are, our ancestors, black doctors back in the early 1900s. We've been here. See the buildings? We built this country. There are no immigrants sitting along those lines, on the porches, the civil rights marches, white and black. And this is why we're saying we want our reparations. It's a debt that need to be paid. We picked the cotton, we built the buildings, we took care of the land, fed the horses, the cows, took care of their children. It's time to pay reparations. No disrespect, I will go back to my country and fight for reparations.
Where black citizens and freedmen had gathered to protect their elected officials. The siege lasted hours. When the smoke cleared, between 60 and 150 black men lay dead. Most were killed after they surrendered. It was a massacre, but the courts called it a riot. The white attackers walked free. The message was clear: your rights exist only as long as we allow them. Comanche County, Texas, 1886. Another accusation, another gathering mob, another community erased. The details blur because they followed the same script. A rumor spreads, a crowd forms, someone lights a torch. By morning, black families are running with whatever they can carry. Their homes burn behind them. Their livestock is stolen. Their land is claimed by white neighbors who've been waiting for an excuse. Then came Wilmington, North Carolina, 1898. This one was different. This wasn't a mob acting in chaos. This was organized, planned, a coup. Wilmington had a biracial government. Black men held office. Black owned newspapers published daily. The city's economy thrived with black entrepreneurs, black professionals, black families building wealth. White supremacists watched and seethed. They called it an abomination. They said white rule had to be restored. On November 10th, armed white men, many of them prominent citizens, business owners, former Confederate officers, marched into the black neighborhoods. They carried rifles. They had a list. They burned the offices of the black newspaper first. Then they moved through the streets, shooting anyone who resisted. Black residents fled to the swamps, to the woods, anywhere they could hide. Over 2,000 people were expelled from the city. Some estimates put the death toll at 300. No one knows for certain because the bodies were never counted, never claimed, never buried with dignity. The white supremacists seized control of the government. They installed their own mayor, their own officials. Newspapers across the country reported it as restoring order. The killers were never arrested. Some became senators. Some had schools named after them. For decades, Wilmington celebrated the coup as the day the city was saved. Show the photographs of the men who led it. They posed for portraits.
And white people, we know this was y'all ancestors, so we're not blaming y'all, but the Bible says the children pay for the sins of their fathers. And we understand, though, nobody should suffer like that. We just want y'all to know while we're going through what we going through and while we're at If you like my video, like it, share it. Bye. Love y'all.